Alright tech fans, welcome back to another week of tech here on Tech of Tomorrow. First up, a really nice keyboard from the people over at Corsair. Now yes, Corsair did provide this keyboard for the review, but there is no money exchange between us. I was not paid for review, just provide the product to bring that information to you. Now this is the K95 RGB Platinum, so pretty much the top of the line keyboard from the folks over at Corsair. This thing's made of top line aluminum aircraft. That's right, aluminum aircraft. Actually, it's made of a high-grade aircraft aluminum, or aluminium, as I know that people overseas say. Now, aluminium, although I know it's correct, is really kind of a weird thing to say, but hey, I'll say it because I know people from Europe, every time I say aluminum, it's like, stupid American. But oh well, that's just the way we say it over here, but we've got it in there. So this thing's made of high quality material. It has a bunch of programmable keys. It lights up every key individual RGB. Just basically, like I said, this is like the Coupe de Ville Cadillac Rolls Royce of keyboards. So with that said, let's see what it's all about. So first off, let's check out actually what comes in the box. So you get the keyboard itself. You get a bunch of different keys too, so this way you can change the keys to be whatever you want them to be, and there's a little tool that comes included so you can pop those keys off easily and they're easily replaced. You also get the wrist pad, and that's pretty much it inside the box. The detachable wrist plate, even though it's not talked about very often, on this model it's very nice. You have clips right here that you simply clip into the bottom of your keyboard, and then you have a double-sided facer that magnetically attaches. One side is much softer, one side is harder, so no matter what kind of wrist pad you like, you're going to find it right here. The K95 Platinum is made out of a single piece of aircraft-grade anodized brushed aluminum. This thing is built to withstand a lifetime of gaming. It's lightweight, it's rugged, and this is necessary for a keyboard that's going to see a lot of action. As far as the looks go generally, it looks like any other keyboard that you've pretty much seen out there. I mean, let's just face it, most keyboards are going to have a standard design where the keys are laid out. You're going to have a few differences in the programming and the way things work, but the way they look is kind of the same on all keyboards. Now, the multimedia controls are located up on the right-hand side, and these are all enhanced on this keyboard so that everything works with the programming so you can operate all your music and everything flawlessly through those controls. Also, on the top left-hand side of the keyboard, we see the lighting mode button. The next button is brightness, and then after that you have the Windows lock key button. And as you flip the K95 onto its face, you can see that there's also cable management, so if you're plugging something into your USB pass-through, you can keep those messy cables out of the way. The keys on the K95 are also something very unique. In partnership with Cherry, the Corsair K95 RGB Platinum utilizes new MX Speed RGB mechanical key switches. Now these are designed specifically to meet the demands of hardcore gamers. An ultra-fast 1.2mm actuation point and a light 45-gram actuation force make them ideal for split-second key presses or clutch gaming moments when every millisecond counts. And if you're wondering, will these keys ever go bad? Well, it comes with a 50 million keystroke guarantee, so I think it'll be a lot of gaming before it breaks on you. One unique feature of the K95 Platinum is Light Edge. Now this is a 19-zone independently controlled light bar running along the top edge of the keyboard and wrapping around the corners. What's really cool though is that this lighting accent can be programmed with very complex lighting effects, independent from the effects being executed on the main keyboard matrix. For an example, you can have all of the keys doing their own effect like a rainbow effect, and then you can also have the light bar doing something all on its own, so separate animations on each one, so that's kind of nifty. Probably the best feature of all though for gamers is the ability of the K95 Platinum to have every key to be fully programmable for in-game actions. What's even cooler, however, is a special place was reserved for 6 dedicated G keys lined up along the left edge of the keyboard. The carefully defined position of the 6 dedicated textured G keys, as well as the contoured and textured keycaps on them, are supposed to deliver the best gaming performance, and they're supposed to do it without fatigue or any accidental key presses. The gamer can also take advantage of those G keys to assign them for their most often used macros, keyboard shortcuts, or key remaps. The choice is yours. And for gamers out there who don't have either a long enough cord or don't want to plug their mouse actually into the PC, you can plug the mouse right into the keyboard through the USB pass-through port. With 100% anti-ghosting and full key rollover effects, you never have to worry about hitting too many keys or having the keyboard not respond to your commands. Now earlier when we did the unboxing, we showed you some different keys. Now these are the FPS and MOBA keycap sets. These are textured and contoured keycaps that provide maximum grip and enhanced feel, which means that they actually feel a little bit different than the other keys on the keyboard. And these are like the WASD keys, and you can see that we've changed these out, and they look a different color actually than the standard keys as well. Instead of being black, they're actually gray, so they stand out very well on the keyboard. Now this next feature, I don't know how much will actually affect mini gamers out there. Some people are going to be like, oh, hell to the yes, this is the absolute best thing there is. Others will be like, that's no big deal. But you can actually have 3 fully programmable profiles in the keyboard that are actually inside of it. You don't have to program using any software or anything else. You program it into the keyboard itself, and you can take the keyboard anywhere you want and have those same programs ready for you wherever you are. At its heart, the K95 RGB Platinum is a platform which utilizes a low power and fast 32-bit ARM Cortex processor, which together with 8 megabytes of onboard flash storage and high-performance LED display controls is capable of driving the most immersed dynamic LED backlighting effects and the most complex macros ever before available. Corsair calls this technology hardware macro and lighting playback. This technology allows the end user to save any backlighting effects. Even the most complicated and multi-level in-game macros can be saved to the onboard memory and played back without any need for external software. And although the K95 Platinum does come with a lot of options to be pre-programmed onto the keyboard itself, with the Q software, you can program anything you want and you can do much more sophisticated programming using the Q software. And it's really easy to use and operate. Once it's installed, you just open it up on your PC and everything's right there in front of you to be able to adjust. You can adjust all the individual colors of each key. You can adjust the brightness of each key. You can adjust pretty much the color spectrum of each key. And basically it's almost, I feel, almost unlimited possibilities. I'm gonna try and see in the future if I can actually use the lighting effects to try to write something on the keyboard itself. I think that would be really cool. So those are pretty much all of the specs and how the keyboard looks. The K95 RGB Platinum, like I said before, is supposed to be the creme de la creme keyboard out there. Fully programmable across the board, macro keys, lighting effects, comfortable wrist pad. Now all that sounds good on paper, but how does it actually feel and what is the comfort level when you're in game? Personally, I thought it was very, very nice to use. All of the keys are very responsive, and since you have such a low threshold to make it activate, you don't feel like you're slamming the keys down and making that big loud clacking noise that you've heard with some of the previous keys that come on mechanical keyboards. I mean, let's face it, some of those cherry keys make a real banging sound when you're playing on them, and I don't particularly like that. And if you're a user who doesn't like that and you like just smooth operation, I think you'll very much like the way the K95 Platinum feels. So alright gamers and tech fans, there you have it. Corsair's RGB K95 Platinum, the badass of the badass. If you're a gamer out there and you want the Uber keyboard that has everything under the hood, then this is something you're going to want to look for, because you can program every key individually to do what you want it to do. You can program the color of it. You can program how bright it is. Great multimedia controls. The bar that's on there for scrolling and doing everything is really nice. It's comfortable. It plays well. If you like mechanical keyboards but you don't like all the noise, I think you're going to really enjoy this unit. Now, the caveat of this thing is though, is it does come to market at $200. So gamers out there on a budget are going to be like, wow, I can almost buy a PC. But if you're somebody out there and you're like a professional gamer, or you just take your gaming seriously and it's all you do, you're going to want the best of the best. There are a lot of keyboard manufacturers out there making keyboards. I know you guys are going to have lots of comments. I want to see them down below, because I know that people are going to say, well, they like this one or they like that one. And I welcome that kind of thing. I definitely want to hear your guys' opinions on what's going on. So I'm Elric. You guys have been watching Tech Tomorrow. Down below that like button, there'll be more information. If you want to click on the button, check out more information from them, or maybe purchase one for yourself. Check out more stuff on them before you make that decision though, because I'm one guy and there's lots of other guys out there, but honestly, I give this key a double thumbs up. It was $149. I would say it's like, wow, totally worth jumping on. $200, I have to admit, a little expensive for most gamers' budgets, but hey, if you want the best of the best, price means jack diddly to you, you're just gonna get it. So see you guys back in the channel for more tech here on Tech Tomorrow.